Hello, I'm Mark Ray, Director of Public Works for the City of Crystal, Minnesota. And today I'm here with Dalmas Omwoyo, currently a student at University of Minnesota Duluth and a former seasonal worker for us at Crystal Public Works back from summer of 2020. Hi, Dalmas. First of all, thanks for being here. Super appreciate it. We'd like to learn and kind of educate the crowd a little more about your experience as a worker for the City of Crystal and just kind of how that's helped direct your life.
I'm a senior at UMD right now, studying civil engineering, and I actually have a focus in water resources. And later on, when I graduate, I get to work for Bolton and Mink in their public works department, which is super cool. I think I got into water resources because we need to pick a focus, but I actually just wanted a broader sense of civil engineering. So I'm taking actually a transportation management class right now, learning about traffic demand and managing and how to set up a road and whatnot. But I want to just have a bigger, more broad understanding of civil engineering. But water just comes easier to me, just like hydraulics and fluids and open water channels and stuff like that.
So when you reached out to me via email back in 2020, your original intent was just to come shadow me a little bit and just kind of see kind of the office side of things. And I obviously encouraged you to apply, and you quickly did, and here you are. So what was the impetus to be like, yeah, you know what, I'd like to be a seasonal staff with Crystal Public Works?
I think the reason I decided to become a seasonal was, one, it's an amazing job for college student because you're gone, you're here for the summer and then you're kind of gone, and having a job that just is super flexible with that, one, was super interesting. Two, in the public works department, it fit my needs. I love being outdoors. I love learning, and I just got all of that mixed in because it was just felt super welcomed, and I learned so much about public works and just maintenance of a city.
What surprised you during your summer? What are some things that just stand out wow, I never thought about that?
I think some of the simple things who takes out all the trash at the parks? That's not even a thing I thought about. But after working in the summer, I really got to learn about that a lot. But just super simple things like that.
What are some other memorable experiences you had from that summer?
I think my most memorable experience was mulching a lot of the just green space around the city, getting to work with my team and us just being able to we were set with a plan for the day, and we were just set off and we were given direction, but also we had the liberty to fix problems when they came, but also had the support from our managers as well.
Was it interesting to realize now when you're out driving around, you see all these medians, you're like, oh my gosh, I totally remember the level of effort it took to make it look like that.
Yes, I was super surprised, and I was actually super humbled about how much work was put into just keeping the city looking nice, watering all the green space planterns that we have. That was one of the funnest things I got to do, actually.
And it's amazing how much time it takes, and we're only a city of 5.8 square miles, and how much of your summer was spent watering and mulching. A lot.
A lot of it was, but it was super fun.
How did your time as a seasonal with the City of Crystal kind of impact your long-term career direction, decisions on education, and stuff like that?
When I came into civil engineering, my main focus was transportation. I wanted to be heavy highway, just designing highways. But after working for the City of Crystal and looking at the municipal branch of civil engineering, I just learned about it more and became more interested, and just seeing the impact that it has directly with residents and community members was super interesting and super cool.
Well, that's what I like to say is, Public Works makes normal happen, right? Because whether it's the water, the wastewater collection, or just your experience driving down the road, there's staff, as you saw firsthand, doing things every day to make sure that those services are delivered reliably. What do you think other people should know about the seasonal job? If you were to do a sales pitch for it, what would you encourage, watchers or people listening to this to apply?
I think one of the things I would just encourage them is just be open with it. It's a super fun job to have. You get to learn and work with a ton of great people. It's great, again, for college students. It's amazing. Just the flexibility of coming in May and then ending in August just when school starts. But also, you get to learn so much about your community and all the people you get to work with.
Were there any surprises that kind of also stand out? We talked about memorable, mulching and watering, but any other surprises you had?
I don't know if I had any big surprises. I just didn't realize how big Crystal was. Even though you say it's really small, I feel like I get stuck in that small area that I live in, but it's a lot bigger than I expected. And I got to learn all the parks, which was super cool too.
Have you gone back and visited some of them and with a different perspective now?
Yes, I think I've actually I still keep up with City of Crystal events and what's going on. I get to go back to, I think it was a couple of parks that when I was working 2020 that got remodeled, and I got to go back. I got to look at Welcome Park too, which was really cool after the remodel. So I still get to keep up with things that are going on.
What other things have you as you look, you've had other jobs since then. You've worked both for the federal government and the private sector now. And so how have things you've learned as a seasonal carried over to those other jobs you've had?
In the work I get to do, I get to look that it's not just a day job thing. Like I get to help people in my job and just take that next level of effort. Because I think of just because I'm working on this project doesn't mean that I'm not, just because I'm going to be gone later on, there's going to be people who use this every single day and they have to experience it every day. And just taking that extra step to make it nice and just care for it just like how they would.
Mm-hmm. What is you've looked in these different, worked in these different environments, what are some things that you've brought with you that you think have benefited you in these other jobs, whether it be the federal government or the private sector?
I think one thing I've taken into that is just like been given a project to do with not too much direction, but just being free to work on it. And then when I hit a problem, being open to knowing that there's someone I can call that can help me with it and is willing to help. I think that's something that I've learned a lot.
What else would you like to share about your experience with Crystal? And what sales pitch would you have for somebody who's listening who is maybe thinking or maybe isn't even aware that this is an option for them?
I think one thing is just the people. All the people I got to work with were super nice, super respectful, and super just ready to teach and like ask you how you were doing and ask you if you have questions and how they could help you. It was super cool just to like work with all the people from just us in our small seasonals who are usually younger, and then all like the older guys just helping us out was super cool and super great.
All right, well, Dalmas, it's been super awesome catching up with you, and I've been watching you on LinkedIn. I'm so proud of what you've done in your career. It's been fun and rewarding to watch, and I appreciate you taking the time to come talk to us today, and just wish you the best as your future career here.
Mark, I just want to say thank you again for giving me the opportunity not only to shadow you, but apply for a seasonal position. It was great, and it kind of jumped my career into what it is now.
I think that's a big thing, too, is just for those people that are interested in careers in public works, maintenance isn't always seen as glorious, but what we do matters. It makes a difference, and I think it helps make us better engineers long term.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, thank you.